Welcome to Redesigning the Undergraduate Experience, Organizational Structures and Systems, Part 3. In the previous session, we examined common organizational structures that influence individual and organizational performance and ultimately the fulfillment and achievement of an institution's mission and goals. These organizational structures include the administrative, governance, and curricular structures that colleges and universities put in place to manage the planning and decision-making activities of the institution. Another key factor influencing individual and organizational performance are the organizational systems of the institution. Organizational systems include the policies, procedures, and processes that are in place to provide guidance and direction in the day-to-day and strategic decisions of the institution and programs. These systems include the policies and procedures for recruiting, hiring, orienting, training, and providing ongoing support to faculty, staff, and administrators. These policies and procedures should be designed to attract qualified individuals who are committed to the mission and values and goals of the institution and are a good fit for the organization. Policies and procedures should also ensure that faculty, staff, and administrators are provided ongoing support and professional development opportunities so they can continually update their skills and adapt to changing roles, expectations, and responsibilities. Another factor influencing individual and organizational performance are the policies and procedures that are in place to define the processes for evaluation, advancement, and promotion of faculty, staff, and administrators. These policies and procedures should promote, support, and reward activities and behaviors that are shown to promote effective teaching, advising, mentoring, research, and management practices. Policies and procedures should also be in place to consistently assess and evaluate the educational and organizational performance of departments, offices, and programs. These policies and procedures promote department and program efficiency and effectiveness while also supporting the achievement of the educational goals of the department and institution. Another critical area impacting individual and organizational performance are the principles, processes, and procedures used for budgeting, financial planning, and resource allocation. These principles and practices determine how resources are allocated and what type of activities are supported. It is essential for leaders to consider both the financial costs and the educational value campus program services and departments provide to students, the institution, and society. For example, leaders of colleges and universities must accept and acknowledge that just as families do not pay thousands of dollars on a vacation at Disney World to just enjoy the rides, students and their families do not pay thousands of dollars in tuition each year just for the classes. They expect a lot more from their undergraduate experience. Faculty, staff, and administrators must work together to develop viable financial models that acknowledge the value programs, services, curricula, and personnel provides towards creating a powerful or transformational undergraduate experience for students. Value can be generated in a variety of ways, including providing appropriate levels of care and support to students so that they enjoy and are satisfied with their undergraduate experience. Developing and delivering courses and experiences that encourage self-discovery, challenge, growth, and are truly transformational. Building and maintaining attractive spaces such as residential halls, dining areas, recreational facilities, libraries, study areas, and classrooms so that students enjoy living and learning on campus. Creating opportunities in and out of class where students can develop relevant and employable skills and competencies so that they can obtain a job after graduation. Improving the academic reputation of the institution can also provide value to students by improving partnership opportunities, internships, and job placement rates. And creating a sense of community on campus can nurture deeper connections, a sense of belonging, which can foster higher levels of learning, engagement, and student success. It is also essential for leaders to consider the value the institution provides to the local community and society. Examples include performing cutting-edge research in critical areas impacting the health and well-being of individuals, communities, the planet, and society, preparing an educated workforce, especially in high-demand areas such as healthcare, science, technology, engineering, and education. Colleges and universities can also act as economic engines, creating jobs, attracting businesses, and stimulating local economies through research, development, and innovation. Institutions of higher learning can also enrich local communities culturally through concerts, theater productions, dance performances, art exhibits, lecture series, film screenings, and cultural centers. Many colleges and universities also offer community services such as healthcare clinics, legal aid, and counseling services benefiting residents beyond the student body. And finally, colleges and universities can also provide pathways for social mobility, especially for underrepresented and disadvantaged groups, promoting greater equity and inclusion. Thus, as campus leaders determine budgets and allocate resources, they must consider the value the program department offers to students, the institution, the community, society, and the planet. Quantifying the value of a program department or office can sometimes be difficult to measure. However, it is essential that leaders consider the whole picture and consider the value the program department, office, or person contributes to fulfilling the mission and goals of the institution and society. The final area to consider when examining the factors that influence individual and organizational performance are the policies, procedures, and practices that are in place for designing, managing, delivering, and evaluating the curriculum. These policies and procedures are quite extensive and include the policies, procedures, and processes associated with establishing admission standards for admittance to certain programs and prerequisites for enrolling in certain courses. Policies for designating credit hours for courses and faculty workloads. Policies for stipulating graduation requirements, which often incorporates establishing total credit hours, minimum GPAs, and graduation requirements such as completing a senior thesis, project, capstone experience, or internship. Comprehensive policies, procedures, and processes are also developed for the assessment and evaluation of students, faculty, administrators, the curriculum, departments, and programs. Other types of policies and procedures are put in place to fulfill accreditation requirements. This often involves implementing policies and procedures for approving new courses, reviewing and updating existing programs, articulating a continuous improvement process for the entire curriculum, and maintaining appropriate documentation. Most institutions also establish standards and instructional guidelines which outline what must be included in course syllabi, such as learning objectives, grading policies, and course schedules. Although faculty and staff may dislike performing some of the bureaucratic tasks associated with developing, delivering, and evaluating courses, programs, and the entire curriculum, it is important for everyone to adhere to the curricular policies and procedures that are in place. Establishing policies and procedures with a clear purpose and a strong rationale that are aligned with the mission, goals, and priorities of the institution can promote quality, integrity, consistency, efficiency, productivity, and decision-making. In conclusion, the organizational structures and systems of an institution influence individual and organizational performance. To ensure that these organizational structures and systems are effective at fulfilling the mission and achieving the goals of the institution, they must be aligned with the mission and goals of the institution, have a clear purpose, role, and function, are established based upon best practices and relevant research, as you are used as guides for planning and decision making, and are consistently reviewed and revised to ensure that the structures and systems remain relevant, efficient, and effective. In the next session, I will review another key area impacting the performance and success of individuals, departments, programs, and the entire institution, the climate and culture of the organization.